Welcome to the Knightwatch. Today, the king has passed judgment upon The Pearl of Death, a 1944 Basil Rathbone Sherlock Holmes mystery based on Sir Arthur Conan Doyle's The Adventure of the Six Napoleons. Will his verdict weaken the hollowing that threatens our world, or will the curse hold fast? Let's find out. After recovering the Borgia pearl, Sherlock Holmes finds himself blamed when the jewel vanishes again, this time under his very nose. What follows is a brisk and sinister mystery involving thief Giles Conover, a trail of broken-backed victims, smashed china, and a series of Napoleon busts that point to a clever hidden scheme. The Pearl of Death turns familiar Holmes ingredients into one of the more satisfying entries in the Basil Rathbone series. With the tale now behind us, we turn to the king's judgment, rendered through his chosen marks. Directing. Roy William Neill directs with impressive confidence. The film moves with a sure hand, never letting the case become muddled even as the plot grows stranger. Each scene feels placed with purpose, and the suspense is handled with the kind of precision that keeps Holmes' deductions engaging rather than over-explained. Writing. The screenplay is sharp and economical. It introduces the theft, the murders, and the odd porcelain clue in a way that steadily builds intrigue. Holmes' reasoning feels earned, and the script trusts the audience enough to let the pieces gather before showing how neatly they connect. Story. The story is one of the film's strongest hooks. A stolen pearl is already enough to build a mystery around, but adding the Hoxton creeper and the recurring Napoleon busts gives the case a distinctive identity. It is clever, macabre, and memorable, even if it stops just short of true all-time greatness. Casting. Basil Rathbone is ideally cast as Sherlock Holmes, bringing intelligence and calm authority to every scene. Nigel Bruce remains an affable Dr. Watson, while Miles Mander makes Giles Conover an appropriately slippery and cultured villain. Rondo Hatton's presence as the Hoxton Creeper is unforgettable. Acting. Rathbone carries Holmes with effortless authority, particularly when his deductions begin falling into place. Bruce supplies the broader comic personality expected of this version of Watson without overwhelming the mystery. Mander and Hatton both serve the villains well, giving Holmes adversaries with very different kinds of presence. Characters. Holmes is permitted to be clever, proactive, and occasionally theatrical, exactly where Rathbone's interpretation thrives. Watson remains loyal and personable, while Conover proves intelligent enough to justify Holmes' attention. The Hoxton Creeper requires little dialogue to become one of the film's most memorable figures. Environment. Museums, shadowed streets, cluttered rooms, and respectable homes turned into crime scenes give The Pearl of Death a wonderfully atmospheric London. The production makes its comparatively limited spaces work for the mystery rather than against it. Costumes. The wardrobe strengthens the period character of the film without ever becoming distracting. Holmes' appearance is iconic, the supporting players are appropriately dressed to their station, and the costumes help maintain the polished classic Holmes feel throughout. Cinematography. The cinematography is strong and highly effective within its style. The black and white photography gives the film mood, depth, and a proper sense of menace, especially in scenes involving the Hoxton Creeper and the burglarized homes. It may not have the glossy polish or stylized grading of later eras, but it uses framing, lighting, and shadow with real skill. The film looks exactly the way this mystery ought to look. Music. The score supports the mystery admirably. It heightens suspense when needed and adds shape to the investigation without overwhelming the dialogue or deduction. It is a subtle but valuable contributor to the film's success. While most of the dialogue scenes are unscored when the music appears, it's important. Sound design. For a 1944 production, the sound design is especially effective. The repeated crashing of china becomes a memorable auditory signature, and the sounds of intrusion, struggle, and pursuit give the film a harsher edge than one might expect from a Holmes film of the era. Film editing. The editing is clean and functional, keeping the mystery easy to follow and the momentum intact. It may not be flashy, but it is disciplined and efficient. Pacing. At just over an hour, The Pearl of Death wastes very little time. The mystery begins quickly, develops steadily, and reaches its trap-setting finale without sagging. It is a compact film with a strong sense of momentum. Enjoyment. This is a thoroughly enjoyable Holmes adventure. The central mystery is clever, the villains are memorable, and the atmosphere is consistently appealing. It has the kind of classic detective charm that makes the series easy to keep returning to. Rewatch. The film holds up well on rewatch because its pleasures go beyond surprise. Watching Holmes, played so assuredly by Basil Rathbone, put the puzzle together remains rewarding even when the solution is already known. Enjoying Watson discover something Holmes did not. Seeing Lestrade a few steps behind Holmes made the king smile, and he wanted to watch it again instantly. In the end, The Pearl of Death is a fine example of how much can be accomplished in a lean runtime when the craftsmanship is this steady. It is atmospheric, clever, and entertaining, with just enough menace to stand out among Holmes' mysteries without losing the series' refined appeal. Final judgment. For these reasons, The Pearl of Death earns honor of the crown because it excels across nearly every major category. Its direction, writing, cast, characters, atmosphere, pacing, and rewatch value are all first-rate, while its cinematography proves stronger than a mere technical period limitation might suggest. It falls just shy of the very highest tier, only because a few elements are more excellent than transcendent, but this remains a first-class Sherlock Holmes picture. And with this judgment, the hollowing recedes. A film this strong can weaken its hold, break a few minor chains, and ease the heart of our troubled king. The Pearl of Death has earned its place among the worthy records of the crown. Thank you for your attendance today. Until the Knightwatch brings the next film before the king, this judgment stands. If you wish to join the Knightwatch, like this judgment, subscribe to the order to be summoned when the next film is brought before the king, and leave a comment so the king may know his verdict has been heard. Every watcher helps us break the hollowing's curse.